JayBratts, at this point we have been through many different grips for our Oculus Quest 2, but I've got a whole different set. I've never seen anything quite like these before. Let's just open them up. You gotta see them. You gotta see them to understand why these are weird. That's why. Right there. So these not only are going to give you a better grip of your controller, they actually have some index style grips that are going to go around on your hand too. They've got these 90s choker chain necklace bracelet thing that everybody was wearing back when I think Blink 182 was big. So the idea behind this is simple. These are actually here so that when you hit something on accident, the spikes will absorb a lot of the impact and not hurt the tops. Now we do know the Quest 2 rings are actually known for being much more durable than the Quest 1 rings, so this is probably kind of unnecessary, but let's check them out. If you like this weird, crazy, studded look, $23 on Amazon is what these are gonna set you back. If you missed the video where I checked out these grips, these are actually pretty cool. These are the ones I'm gonna be sticking with full time on here. So this one does leave room for your stock wrist straps if you're using those. I'm not currently, so I'm just gonna go without, but if you do, you could feed them through here and still use those along with these grips. It also comes with little analog stick covers that you can put on. I'm not gonna bother putting those on. I already have some on there. This has a single snap right there, and then your hand is going to have it come through the outside, run this through here, and these are stretchy, so this might actually hold on pretty well so that when you're in game you can throw something, you let go of it. I'm not in love with this part. It has holes for the tracking light, so it shouldn't interfere with tracking, but it's also just kind of loose. It's a little floppier than I would like it to be. I feel like that should pull pretty tight because it doesn't give me great confidence that it's not going to interfere with your tracking a little bit, because I just feel like it'd be pretty easy for it to get off kilter here. So that's one. Man, they're so weird looking. They look so aggressive. Let's get the other one on. So weird looking. One other thing I don't really love about it, and I feel like these may not last super long as a result, right here when you tighten this down in your hand, it's actually pulling directly on the silicone. It doesn't have like a piece of plastic built in for these clips. It's just pulling on the silicone and pulling that tight, and that also lends to the fact that I feel like you could potentially be hurting your tracking, because although this sits flush without your hand in there, the second your hand goes in, all of a sudden you're pulling that out more. It's probably not gonna affect the tracking enough that you're gonna catch it, but it just might be on occasion, you just might notice you're having a little bit more of a tracking issue than you used to. The hand straps themselves are actually probably my favorite thing about these grips. I feel very confident with these on, that these aren't gonna go anywhere. It's still comfortable, where a lot of the hand straps like these, they tend to push your hand up and at an awkward angle to where it's hard to reach your analog stick. These still feel extremely natural. They feel like exactly where I should be holding them. I really like the hand straps. The grips themselves, I mean, they're all silicone. They feel fine. They have very grippy edges on them, so even if your hands got sweaty, they hold together really well. And these spikes, I can hit this pretty hard and feel confident that I'm not doing any damage to my controllers. These actually do absorb a lot of impact. If you have someone who's hitting themselves, if they tend to hit the headset, the only caveat there is you're gonna be a little more likely to hit things with these because of how much more area they're adding to the controller. So it is more likely if you're playing a game, you're gonna possibly smack your controllers together or smack yourself in the face, but they definitely feel really good there. So let me go do some testing. I'm gonna go play some games. I'm gonna see if I can get the tracking to freak out at all on me. They're actually growing on me the more I'm holding them and playing with them and feeling them. I thought at first when I saw these things coming in, I was like, oh, these look terrible.
12 seconds later.
Well, it took me about 4 notes into Beat Saber to decide that I absolutely hate these grips. There will not be a link in the description because I think these are actually in practice really bad. So the minute you start to swing in Beat Saber, what these do, because unlike other grips that come up the top and strap right here, these immediately start to go like this down the controller. And before long, they're pulling your trigger, you're feeling them squish down here, and they just keep working their way down. They're just too loose. I mean, you can get them as far down here, and they may not be affecting your tracking terribly bad in the back, but pretty quickly it's getting all off alignment to where these just don't feel right at all. Sadly, I do like the feature of being able to not worry as much, but no, these are a no-go. These are garbage. I will be returning these immediately. There's no more to be said about them. They're crap. Don't get them. If you somehow have them and you found a way to make them work, or they somehow work for you, I would love to know in the comments how and why, because I cannot stand them. But otherwise, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in another reality.
I want to say the biggest thank you to those of you who have become channel members and any of you who have ever been patrons of ours. Gallium VR, Chris Deputy, Legacy VR, Bagel, and a Fissy King Sloth are current channel members. Our patrons, K27, Rocket Sauce 28, K Panda K, Fred Nepatebo, Ege Karatosh, Maddie's, Gallium VR, Orange VR, and Mr. Dodojo. Thank you so much, everyone, for supporting the channel.
Your optimism changed immediately. It was, these are kind of gross. No, never. Don't even do it.
There's been many videos where people are like, dude, you get pretty harsh. If I don't like something and it's bad, I don't like that they're selling a bad product. So I get angry.